The clerk was also embarrassed at this time. Looking at Cynthia, she didn't know how to introduce Elaine. Cynthia frowned and said in a very arrogant tone to the clerk, "Okay, you go out first, I'll talk to her." The clerk immediately left the room as if she was getting amnesty, and closed the door behind her. Elaine looked at Cynthia warily, and asked coldly, "Hey, who are you?" Cynthia said lightly, "You don't deserve to know who I am." Elaine suddenly sipped, "You babble. The smelly old lady, what kind of big-tailed eagle is here with me? Dressed in colorful, damn united, and carrying a fake Hermes, it's not you who are awesome here." Cynthia suddenly shouted angrily, "What are you talking about? It is a catwalk coat customized by Chanel's top designer. My Hermes is also the top limited edition. The clothes I wear are worth at least 50 million. Elaine disdainfully said, "You f*** king pretend to impress me, if I am a bunny who has never seen the world? Just your broken Hermes, and mother dare to say that it is a limited edition. Tell you, I am the one who uses the real products." As she said, she immediately took out the Hermes backpack she had placed in before taking a shower from the locker, hung it on her arm and stretched it out in front of Cynthia, and said pretentiously, "Open your dog's eyes, this is the real Hermes, simple and atmospheric, understand?" Cynthia glanced at Elaine's Hermes, and suddenly she burst into laughter. Seeing her smile, Elaine couldn't help but sneered, "What? You don't dare to pretend to be impressed when you see the real Hermes, right?" Cynthia sighed, and sneered, "I know what is poor, so you are called poor." As she said, her eyes were full of contempt and said, "Do you still dare to show off in front of me with the most basic entry-level Hermes?" Immediately, Cynthia picked up her Hermes, and sneered, "Open your dog's eyes and see it clearly, this Hermes can buy more than 100 of those, f*** your mother's old mule." Elaine said in disgust, "You f*** king boast that you won't be taxed. Listen to what you mean, do you earn 10 million Hermes?" Cynthia sneered, 15 million. Elaine curled her lips. "I really don't know where the dead old lady came from. I chop you up and sell you by a kilogram. You are not worth 15 million. Are you still here to pretend to be my grandma? Get out of here. Don't f*** king delay my spa." When Cynthia heard this, her whole body trembled with anger, and she wished to slap Elaine immediately to give a lesson to this unseen turtle. But after another thought, "I came here today, not because she is more expensive than her Hermes, there is still business to be done." So she gritted her teeth and waved her hand, "Okay, Elaine, I won't talk nonsense with you anymore. It's meaningless. I came to you this time because I wanted to make a deal with you, doing business?" Elaine frowned, "I have nothing to do with the fake Hermes like you, so get out of here." Cynthia pressed his anger and said coldly, "You might as well listen to me first. I am looking for you this time for one purpose. You go back and get your daughter to divorce Charlie. If you promise me, this check will be yours." After that, she handed the $1 billion check to Elaine, and said proudly, "This check is worth 100 million. As long as you promise me, you can take the money first." Seeing Elaine's expression stunned, Cynthia sneered again, and said in a condescending tone, "But Elaine, listen to me. Since you have taken my money, you must do what I explain. Otherwise, I will not only letting you spit out this money a lot, and it will cost you a huge price." Elaine looked at Cynthia dumbfounded, and blurted out unbelievably, "What are you talking about? This check is worth 100 million. Seeing her surprised look, Cynthia sneered, and said sarcastically, "Look at the way you have never seen the world, Citibank cash check. Haven't you seen it? If you think of someone like you, you won't have the chance to see it in your life." Such a large cash check, Elaine's whole expression immediately became uncertain. Cynthia thought she completely shocked Elaine, and smiled satisfied. She held the check in her hand and slapped it a few times, and smiled arrogantly. "Do you want this check? If you want, just listen to me and persuade your daughter to leave Charlie." Elaine's expression suddenly became a little annoyed. Cynthia hasn't figured out how this woman's expression has become so fast. Elaine suddenly stretched out her hand and snatched the check over, took a close look in front of her, and then angrily tore the check into pieces. Cynthia was dumbfounded. She saw Elaine tear her 100 million check into shreds, and immediately said in her heart, "It seems that I have underestimated this stinky lady. She tore the check even if she said it. It seems that her appetite is not small. At this moment, when Cynthia saw Elaine staring at her with an extremely angry look, she gritted her teeth and said, "Okay. 100 million is too small for you, yes. As long as you obediently listen to me, let your daughter and Charlie divorce after the formalities are completed, I can give you 200 million. After all." She immediately took out the checkbook from Hermie's bag, took off the pen cap, and said coldly, "You think about it. If you want, I will write you a check now." When Cynthia said this, she thought to herself, Elaine is nothing but an old hat in a small city. Don't look at you in a villa of Thompson, but you must be a stinky silk who has never seen a lot of money. $1 billion is in front of you, I don't believe you will refuse. Thinking of this, Cynthia suddenly saw a flower, and in the next second, a sharp pain came from her left cheek. Snapped. It turned out that Elaine directly raised her hand and slapped Cynthia severely.